Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday the 27th of February 2025. In today's Millwall news, it is Thursday, and as of occasion on Thursdays in the last 3 weeks, I have to share with you news of some fixture changes. Yes, indeed. So let's go. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. One of our games, the kickoff time has been moved. However, it is the last game of the season. Kickoff time confirmed for Millwall's trip to Burnley. Millwall's Sky Bet Championship trip to Burnley on Saturday the 3rd of May will kick off at the earlier time of 12:30 p.m. This is not a shock at all. I wondered why they took so long to make this decision. It's the last game of the season. Maybe like 5, 6, maybe even more seasons. They have been putting all of the games in a league on outside of the 3 o'clock window so that they can show them on television. They can show now they can show all of them on TV on Sky Sports Plus. But before they would pick 3 games, and then if anything was happening, they would, we're going off to this game, we're going off to that game, something's happened, somebody scored, this team's going up, no, now they're not going up, they've conceded. That kind of thing, was not really anything to do with us, is it? Like the last, 8 seasons, 9 seasons now we've been in this league. We haven't really. I guess the Blackburn game was the only one. That was a kick in the nuts, wasn't it? 3-0 up and you lose. Ouch. Let's forget about it. Let's move on. With the schedule for the final day, EFL fixtures are now confirmed. All championship matches are set to start at the same time. Leagues 1 and 2 will kick off at 3 p.m. Keep an eye on millwallfc.co.uk for tickets and details ahead of the trip to Turf Moor. So, this is taken from this. EFL.com, right? And this is what they got. So this is what they've said. So details have now been confirmed for the end of the regular 24-25 EFL season. Can you believe it? We're nearly there. It's going to be March. It's going to be March on Saturday, isn't it? I can't believe it. It's March already. With 12 fixture sets to take place across our highly anticipated 9-day period in the Sky Bet Championship League 1 and League 2. So they've got the playoff fixtures as well. And that's so interesting. So Millwall, they told you about the Burnley game being moved. They didn't, and they told you about League 1 and League 2. They didn't tell you about the playoffs, did they? So they clearly don't think we're going to get there. Which, Sky Bet EFL playoffs. The players will take centre stage following conclusion of the regular season, with EFL clubs from the Championship kicking off the action on Thursday the 8th of May. League 1 playoffs, I don't care about that. EFL clubs in the Championship and League 1 will earn a playoff spot if they finish, but we know about that. Subject to confirmation following the end of the regular season. So I think it's, confirmation, but, it's, what shall I say, 95%. That this is going to be what's happening. So they've already decided what's going to be happening. So these are probably the days you don't want to maybe be on holiday, or you might have to book time off work or whatever you need to do. If please don't laugh. If we do get in the playoffs, we're probably going to finish 6th or 5th. We can't finish 4th or higher. There's the number of gaps in points between 4th and 5th is already quite large. We'll be doing well to catch up to 6th place team. We're not going to get 4th, so 5th or 6th. So all you're really looking at is 5th or 6th. So Thursday, the 8th of May. If we finish 6th, we're going to have a home game. The first leg is going to be at home versus a team that finishes 3rd, which might be Burnley. That would be fun, wouldn't it? It's our last game of the season, and then a week later we play them And then Friday, if we finish 5th, which is more unlikely but not impossible. So Friday night, we play a team that finishes in 4th. For the second leg, it's going to be Monday. So we literally play 4 days later. Thursday, the 8th of May. Monday, the 12th. And then Friday, the 9th of May. Tuesday, the 13th. They're not hanging around. That's going to be the away game for us. Monday or Tuesday. So, no Saturday game. Which is annoying. But a Friday night game at the Den, that'll be good. Do you remember Thursday as well? Do you remember Satanta? Do you remember that? They used to put games on Thursdays. What a time that was to be alive. Sky Bet EFL playoff final. So if you are even more deluded than me, who thinks it's possible, even very slightly, that we might finish in the playoffs, and I'm wasting my time telling you all this, if you think we might actually get in the playoffs, and then get through the playoff semi-finals and get to the playoff final, the Championship playoff final is on Saturday the 24th of May. So there you go. Tell your missus, don't book no holidays to Tenerife, Benidorm, or wherever you're going. Bodrum. Was it Bodrum? For Saturday the 24th of May. Tell her no way. 24th of May. So there you go. So that come up. Also, I'm going to bring you this. This is the latest Sky Sports TV selection. So every Thursday, this is what they publish on EFL.com. I'm showing you this. Why am I showing you this? Because we're not on it. We haven't been selected. You can see, who have they selected? They've selected Sheffield United versus Coventry for the Friday night game. They've selected Watford versus Plymouth Argyle, Hull City versus Luton, Derby County versus Preston North End for the Saturday 12:30 kickoffs, as you do. And the rest of the games are not in the Championship. So, does that mean that this game here, it hasn't been selected for TV, so that must mean it's fine, right? Like, you can book your ticket, like travelling, you can book your travel, you book maybe your hotel if you're staying overnight, it's a long way to go. Well, no, actually, no. No, don't do that. You still have to wait. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for this. Saturday the 29th, the date of the Sunderland away trip for Millwall FC is the date for the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, which is interesting, as you can see here. This is from the FA.com, and it says quarterfinal, which is kind of weird to me, because growing up, everybody used to call it the quarterfinal, but the FA themselves, they would quite stubbornly and persistently call it the 6th round. It's the FA Cup 6th round. And then you would go the 6th round, and you would count the number of teams, and you would go, it's the quarterfinal. And you go, yeah, that's the quarterfinal, and you would have to translate that in your head. But it seems that they've abandoned that, and they've called it the quarterfinal. So there you go. So you have to wait. You now have to wait. If we lose to Crystal Palace, then the Sunderland game will go ahead as intended on Saturday the 29th of March at 3 p.m. So lovely jubbly. All of those who don't want games moved, it's a Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. Lovely jubbly. If, and stop laughing again, why are you laughing? If we win the tie against Crystal Palace, whether that be in 90 minutes after extra time or on penalty kicks, on Saturday at Selhurst Park, 12:15 kickoff, if we win that game, then the Sunderland game up at the Stadium of Light on Saturday the 29th of March at 3 p.m. kickoff will be postponed, and it will be moved to a midweek. So that would be annoying, having to go up there in the midweek. I imagine we'll probably get about 100 people doing that. So, but hey ho, we'll be in the FA Cup quarterfinals, so it gives a fucking shit. Hey ho, let's go. Now, So that's fixture news. Obviously, this is going to be a weekly thing now about TV selections from Sky. They're doing it every week for 4 weeks in advance. So, so obviously next week they'll tell us whether this game will be moved. And I haven't brought it up, but look at the fixtures for this day, Saturday the 5th of April, across the whole league. Whoever did the fixtures is a massive, bell end. Or they've done it deliberately, or they just didn't notice. There is an insane amount of teams playing in London on that day. Obviously, the Premier League fixtures haven't been selected for television yet for that day, because they're still on the old model, where Sky can take the piss out of them. I think it's literally Brighton are at Palace, Portsmouth are at Millwall. Someone's playing at Brentford. Someone's playing at Fulham. Someone's playing at... But Bournemouth are playing in London. I think Southampton are playing in London. All of the South Coast teams are playing in London. So this game might be moved. It might be moved. Even if it's not on television, it might be moved. Because for some reason they've decided to select a lot of home games in London and a lot of the teams from the South Coast, so they'll be travelling on the same train lines or roads or whatever, so it's going to be fun and games, shall we say, unless they do what they usually do, emergency engineering works, so that'll be fun. So keep an eye out on that. Next week's video on Thursday, I will let you know. But let's get into the... Okay, chill out, everyone, chill out. The fixtures have been moved. Just relax. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. South London Press, to you. Millwall boss Alex Neil hoping to maintain a strong derby record as Palace FA Cup tie looms. Alex Neil is hoping his record of doing well in derbies continues this weekend when his Millwall side face Crystal Palace. The two South London clubs square off at Selhurst Park in a Saturday lunchtime kick-off in the 5th round of the FA Cup. It is a first taste for Neil of a proper derby encounter, with the Lions making their first visit at Palace since 2012. Eagles fans often claim that they do not see Millwall as a main rival, but in the opening minutes of their win over Doncaster in the previous round, their away support chanted, "Fuck off, Millwall, South London is ours." Yeah, they have a rivalry with Brighton, which is just bizarre. Just bizarre. How did that ever happen? What is that about? It's not like Brighton now. Like at the time, what Brighton were like playing the shithole, Goldstone Ground, in like the 3rd division, and they were like had a rivalry then that's just grown over the time. What is that about? It's obviously it's a suburban thing, isn't it? Asked about that, Neil told the South London Press, "When you're in the Premier League, they're operating at that level and they're going to play it down. But I can assure you, that on the day they will be desperate to win, so we will. It'll be a good match. I think my record for derbies for most of the clubs I've been at, it's been really good. So I don't ever avoid emotion or what it means to the fans. You should have that extra incentive for the players. It's just important that the players don't get carried away. And that's really the limit I will put on it. Understanding it is more important than a normal game." Norwich versus Ipswich was probably the biggest one I was involved in, particularly the fact that it was, a semi-final of the playoffs to get in the Premier League. I played Blackburn when I was at Preston, they were big games as well. I think that Norre have a big hoodoo over Ipswich for a number of years, and they haven't broken it yet. But when I joined, Ipswich hadn't beaten Norwich for 7 or 8 years, and thankfully that tradition continued, and I never lost to Ipswich. We drew 1-1 at their place, and then we beat them at our place, and we got to the final and I knocked them out, which would have been a nice feeling for the fans. So is it a free hit for Millwall against a side that has been in the top flight for 12 seasons? I don't think it's a free hit, but the pressure is more on Palace than on us, said Neil. Hence the reason, when we played Dagenham, the pressure was on us rather than them. There'll definitely be more scrutiny on Palace in terms of expectancy than there will be on Millwall. That's an external thing. Internally for us, we just want to go and perform well. We have certain standards that we want to uphold, and hopefully we can go and produce. Indeed. Now, moving on to this, which may or may not be the same. I haven't read it yet. We're going to read it together. Why not? This is from southernnews.co.uk, obviously taken from the same press conference that Alex Neil did today. I'm not even thinking about that. Mill boss not prioritising the league over Crystal Palace FA Cup tie. Alex Neil made it clear that he was not prioritising Mill's league position over a potential cup run ahead of the Lions' trip to Selhurst Park for their FA Cup fifth round tie with Crystal Palace on Saturday. Millwall have lost just once in their past 7 games, a run of form that has kept them within touching distance of playoff spots as they currently sit 6 points behind 6th place Blackburn Rovers. The Lions have also performed well in the FA Cup, comfortably beating Dagenham and Redbridge 3-0 at home in the third round before travelling to Ellen Road and toppling league leaders Leeds United 2-0 in the fourth round, setting up a clash with their South London rivals this weekend. Neil's full focus is on the game in front of him rather than the potential playoff push. Our priority right now is to win this game, without a shadow of doubt, Neil said in a press conference today. I don't have any sort of inclination in my head that, about the championship or the playoffs or anything like that. I'm not even thinking about that. Tuesday will have no effect on the team in this game. The only thing that might have an effect, is the accumulation of minutes that we've had prior to this and whether I feel the players are ready and they're fresh enough to go and give it their all. We're not sitting at the top of the league, are we? We're not sitting in the playoffs at the moment. There's a lot of games to be played. So we can definitely still be in the contention for the playoffs. But, the playoffs are not even in my thinking when I plan for this game. 4 days after taking on the Eagles, Mill will play 8th place Bristol City at the Den. Neil's starting 11 on Saturday will not be affected by the following game on Tuesday. I don't think Tuesday will have a big bearing. I think that'll have a big bearing is the amount of lads that have played so many minutes prior to this, because we've had a lot of games. We've had a few cup tied. That'll naturally bring about a few changes in how we're going to go about the game. So, there are probably 3 main elements that will dictate what the team looks like and what our game plan might look like. Whether we need certain strengths in the team against others, all of those bits will probably form how we're going to go and play and who the personnel is. After Saturday's game, the Lions will have played 14 matches in 2 months, on average roughly a game every 4 days. Neil thinks the mental toll fixture congestion is more taxing than the physical toll. I think the mentality is probably the hardest thing rather than the physical capacity, because players now at this level are very athletic. They can churn the games out. But getting yourself mentally into a space where you approach each match like it's the last game you're ever going to play and the importance that it carries. Getting yourself to that place game after game after game is tough. For this one, naturally, I don't think there's going to be much motivation, for me for this one, due to the nature of the fact that's a local derby, And there'll be a great crowd there for both. The atmosphere the other night was excellent. I can only imagine it going to be better again, come the weekend. So I think from that perspective, the players will be more than motivated and ready for the game. But as you say, the schedule to this point has probably taken a lot out of them physically and emotionally. Indeed. Well, what helps you mentally is winning games. If you win games, you feel fantastic. You feel like a champion. So, moving on to this from southernnews.co.uk, they've been speaking to Casper and Norre. Well, what has he said? Well, let's find out. They've all adapted well. Casper and Norre on helping integrate 8 January signings, how confidence is behind Mill's form and playoff chances. A lot has changed at Mill in the past few months. Neil Harris stepped down and was replaced by Alex Neil on the turn of the new year. Romain Esse was sold to Crystal Palace for a record fee, and an astonishing 8 new faces come in the door in January. Integrating that many players into a squad mid-season is certainly not easy, especially when injuries meant several had to step and feature prominently for the first team only days after joining. However, Lions midfielder Casper Norre thinks it's gone quite well. Well, it's been fine actually. Dinor told me it then. They almost all came in at the same time, right at the end there were 4 or 5 guys Obviously, it takes a little bit of time, to adjust to so many new faces. But after a week or two, it's fine again. We've been a lot in the building with all these games. Everyone's now part of the group. I think we're a very good group who's very welcoming to everybody. So they've all adapted well, and I think it's been positive that they've come in. One player who Norre was able to help in particular was club record signing Camille Negley, who joined from Dutch side Sparta Rotterdam. While Negley can speak English fairly well, it helped to have another native Dutch speaker in the squad. I had the same thing when I came here. Zion was here and he helped. He tried to help me because, it's a little bit easier when you can talk to someone in your own language, to sort things out and make everything clear. He came in for the QPR game. I immediately went to him and said to him, if there's anything you need, with a bank or a car or I don't know what, just ask me. And I will try and help you out. And, I helped him out a little bit with getting a car and stuff, But, in the end, I gave him a number for a brochure you can look through. I've been through it myself, I know it's not easy when you've always lived in a country and then you have to come to a new country and everything's brand new. So I tried to help him. I think he was happy with it. The signings are starting to bear fruit. Mill won one of their 9 games prior to Neil's appointment. They have now won 5 of their past 9 and only lost once. Around Christmas, there's a lot of uncertainty and everyone tries to do their best, but in the end, if you're not picking up results, it's always a little bit tough, and there are so many games, Norre said. Then we had a little bit of time, after the Sheffield Wednesday where we could work a little bit on things and, get some ideas in, and then it's basically just that, one win and that we needed to just, stir it around. I think that happened at Luton, and then you can see the confidence growing, and then there was another win afterwards, and then another win after that, and it's just all about confidence, I think. Especially when you have so many games, you can win a few games, then confidence is growing, and you go into the next game feeling good, and, we always got the ideas and how we want to play, and, we've been performing better and better, understanding them better and better. Mill now just sit 6 points off the playoff spots, although the Belgium said that the squad were not quite talking about their chances. Oh no, there's not been really much talk about the playoffs, Norre said. Everyone knows how difficult a schedule we have. I think it's really important to, pick up the points that we have recently the last few weeks, and I think if you can stay around it and have something to play for, until the end of the season, it's really nice. But obviously it's 6 points, it's not nothing. I think in this league catching up to someone 6 points away is not that easy. I think we have to stay calm, and I think we're on the right track, but keep it game by game, and then, in the end, we will see. Indeed. By the way, Southwark News, published on a Thursday. If you see it out and about while you're listening to the news agents, why not pick up a copy? Be the best money you spend all day. Now, moving on to this. This is like a dark cloud looming on the horizon. Not Tanganga. No. This, the dreaded letters VAR. VAR. I don't know about you, but I have this dreading, looming premonition that we are going to get fucked in the arse by VAR this weekend. How about you? I believe this will be Mill's first game with VAR. Is it? Maybe. I think it is. And I don't like it. So, you do need to think about certain things. Mill defender Japhet Tanganga on VAR in Operation Palace FA Cup tie. Mill defender Japhet Tanganga has admitted that the fact VAR will be in operation for Saturday's FA Cup tie at Crystal Palace will be something he takes into consideration. The former Tottenham centre-back has been one of the Lions' star performers this season, and now Tanganga will tangle. See what they did there with Eagle striker Jean-Philippe Mateta in the 5th round match at Selhurst Park. Normally, Mill's players do not need to worry about anything other than the match officials' decisions during a match with VAR not used for championship fixtures. But the cameras will be on from this stage of the competition. For myself, having played with VAR in the Premier League, then definitely subconsciously, you do think about certain things that you may or may not get away with, Tanganga told the South London Press. You have to definitely, you've got to keep in mind that there are certain things you might not be able to do, because pretty much there are cameras everywhere and they can see all sorts of angles. But you shouldn't lose yourself and not play your game. Millwall will always possess a threat from set pieces. Tanganga and Jake Cooper both powerful in the air. It still seems that blatant shirt pulls in the Premier League go unpunished, even with the introduction of VAR. That's the referee's decision, said Tanganga. They're on the pitch to decide what they think is a foul or not, and we've got to do what we need to do to get free in the box. Then it's down to the referee whether they're pulling us or not. See tomorrow's South London Press for a full interview with Tanganga. Ooh, lovely. So Friday, the South London Press is published. Pick up a copy for a full interview with Tanganga. Why not? Why not indeed? Now, this is no surprise to me. From the southernnews.co.uk. I got a bit of stick when I was questioning the decision to re-sign Zak Lovelace from Rangers. I went through his history at Rangers since he left us. He played a couple of games, he played a load of games for the B team, got into the first team, got injured, never seen again. Well, he wasn't seen for a while. Comes back in, plays about 30 minutes a game, gets injured, and he's out for another long old spell. And comes back in, and the move to Millwall happens, and he's now injured again. He played a few minutes for Millwall's under 21s in a game, not recently, about 3 weeks ago, and it seems he got injured in that because he hasn't been seen since then, and everyone's like, where's that guy gone? We haven't seen him, what's happening? Well, he's injured again, so Zak Lovelace will likely be out for the rest of the season after undergoing an operation on his knee. Lovelace, who became Millwall's second youngest ever professional player on December the 29th, 2021, rejoined the Lions from Glasgow Rangers on the final day of the January transfer window, 3 years after he swapped South East London for Glasgow. However, the 19-year-old forward will have to potentially wait until next season to make his second Millwall debut, with Alex Neil confirming he had already been sidelined with a knee injury. I don't think we'll see Zak this season, Neil said earlier today. Zak had an operation, just over a week ago, so he'll probably be one for the pre-season. The Scot also confirmed that Macaulay Langstaff will not be available for Millwall's FA Cup 5th round tie with Crystal Palace this Saturday. The striker has not played since coming in on the substitute in the Lions 2-1 win against Queen's Park Rangers on February the 1st. Langstaff, is not available at the moment. He's not been out on the grass recently. He was training last week, he had a little bit of a setback, and then from there he's been out. Joe Bryan, who limped off in the 58th minute of Millwall's 1-0 win at Derby County last Saturday, should be available for the tie. Well, Joe trained today, so I don't think Joe will be a doubt, shall we say. I think he'll be fine, said Alex Neil. Man, a lot of people getting stick because the fans are very divided about this. This didn't make sense, and here we go. Just like you take away the name and the history, and you look at what this player's done. Would you be happy that we signed the player who's had the history that he had? Playing in Scotland, not even for Rangers first team, but for their B team. He comes in for the first team, gets injured, out for a while, comes back, plays a little bit, gets injured again, he's out. So he's not even fit enough to play in games, but we sign him. Like, come on, you wouldn't be happy, but because he's Zak Lovelace in their history, a lot of people, they got blinded by that, but, whatever. So, pictures from training. Mill trained at County Road on Thursday morning ahead of Saturday's Emirates FA Cup 5th round tie at Crystal Palace kick-off 12:15 p.m. The best snaps can be seen below. There you go. Let's have a look. Daniel Kelly did very well in that under-21 game. Did you seen it yet? Have you seen it? I think you can watch the highlights with a Mill TV, with a Mill profile. I don't think you need to be signed up to Mill TV Plus. Or maybe RBW. He's back. Is he fit now, or is he just not ready to play yet? Interesting. We'll see. Man, what's happening? Look at the vein on his forehead. Man is like thinking hard, bruv. He's thinking hard. Dunno. Interesting. We got blue bibs. Blue bibs. Interesting. Not bright yellow ones. Not bright pink. Blue. Blue. There's Jensen. Again. Hey, how you doing? But no offence, bruv. I want to see Roberts in goal. If he changes it, I'm not going to be happy. And here's Roberts. Negley. How's he doing? Daniel Kelly again. Roberts. Norre. Harley Man. You see Alex Neil in the background. You see him. Look there. He's behind Norre. He's keeping an eye on everyone. Tanganga. Fantastic stuff. Yep. This way and that way. Negley. Training. Even though, he's not going to be involved in the game. But he's got to keep it in there. Cundall there. Billy Mitchell. Cuba. Emaku, gasping for breath. Zach Sturge, Joe Bryan. George Saville. And we're back round to the thing. So there you go. Now, this came up today, also from millwallfc.co.uk. Key information for Mill supporters ahead of the Crystal Palace trip. So if you were one of the few who've got a ticket for the game Saturday, you have been handed this information. Key information ahead of Crystal Palace versus Mill. Due to safety reasons, Thornton Heath train station will be closed 2 hours prior to kickoff and 2 hours after the final whistle. There are also no away pubs available in Thornton Heath. So there you go. I don't know the station personally, never met him before. I imagine it's probably not. Is it not up to capacity? But away fans travelling by train are encouraged to arrive at Norwood Junction Station, a 12-minute walk from Selhurst Park, with direct trains available from London Bridge, Surrey Quays, and Canada Water. Interestingly, Selhurst station is open, which I think is closer, is it not? I'm not sure. No, I think Thornton Heath is closer, isn't it? But that's probably why they've decided to close it. Just been difficult. Selhurst is open, but interesting, if you go to Crystal Palace's website and see their version of this that they're telling their fans to go, that they can go through Selhurst or Norwood Junction. So there you go. Croydon Council implements a no drinking policy in the surrounding area of Selhurst Park. A policy which has been in place since 2024 and is in place for every Crystal Palace home fixture. Anyone found drinking locally will be asked to leave the local area. Again, no away pubs. So there's no away pubs. So you go up north, even to Leeds. I think there's an away pub, is there not? Is it the one at the station? The police will tell you, this is your pub, go in here. Crystal Palace? Rude. Nope. There's nowhere for you here. You are not allowed here. And you can't drink on the street. How rude. How rude. Away turnstiles will be open from 10:15 a.m. So basically they want you to drink in the ground. How much is it? It's very expensive, I would imagine. It's a dilapidated stadium that needs a lot of upkeep, so I imagine the concession prices are probably pretty expensive. Crystal Palace's bag policy, oh god, here we go again, only allows bags under the size of A4, much like Millwall, unless carrying a medical exemption certificate for reasons carrying medical equipment. Crystal Palace do not have a bag storage facility, and anybody attempting to enter with bags larger than A4 will be denied access. So there you go. Crystal Palace will be implementing an enhanced searching regime at the turnstiles, which includes the presence of police officers and detection dogs. We advise supporters to arrive early to avoid delays in entering the stadium. Yeah, this is the thing this was at Portsmouth as well. They seem to be searching everybody. They search everybody. Well, they ask you if they can search you. And then you're like, well, no, was it? They were doing, not touching, but they were doing a wand. They make you empty your fucking pockets, and then they go over you with the wand. It's like, what is the point? What is the point? Really? Alcohol will be served in the away concourse, of course. How much? You going to tell us how much it is? No. We're going to get in there, and then you'll find out. And then you can't leave, because you're already inside. Supporters still needing to collect tickets can do so from a temporary away ticket office located in Park Road, adjacent to the away turnstiles. So if you didn't know, if you buy an away ticket and you select collection, or collection is selected for you, as in you buy it very close to the date that the game is, and there's no time to mail it out to you with the state of the fucking Royal Mail at the minute, they will send it to the ground with someone who works for the club, probably a kit man or something like that, or Max McClellan. They will hand that to a Crystal Palace person, who will then dish it out to people who turn up to collect it. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Post-match, Millwall fans will exit the stadium and will be held temporarily outside the away turnstiles to allow home fans to disperse from the local area. Updates will be provided via PA system on a regular basis to ensure regular communication is provided. Have you ever been to a Millwall game at Wembley, or basically any game at Wembley? That when you come out of Wembley and you go wherever you're going, you go down to Wembley Park, you go, that they hold you there in a thing, and then they'll stop you from moving, and then they'll let you move. That's what they do. No flags will be permitted unless they are fire certificated, and evidence of this will be checked upon entry. Is that a thing that happens now? Any flag people watch this channel? Is that a normal thing, or are they being difficult? I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a thing. All bottle tops will be removed prior to entry. Only in certain medical service curves will this not apply. Okay. Basically, if you're bringing in a bottle of fizzy pop, which some people still do that, but like, why don't you just drink it outside the ground, or not buy it in the first place? I understand why you don't want to pay for the prices inside the stadium, but you know, why go into the ground with a bottle? Doesn't make any sense to me. But so there you go. This is what they put out today. Welcome to Selhurst Park. Watch the game, pay expensive prices for beer, and then fuck off. Now, we're going to finish with this. A midweek loan roundup. Why not? This is from millwallfc.co.uk. 3 Lions loanies were in midweek action. Tom Leahy played 65 minutes for Maidstone United as the Vanarama National League South outfit were defeated 1-0 at Eastbourne Borough. The striker being replaced by Ruben Shakbok 6 minutes before. Former Lion George Alexander netted the winner for the home side. Interesting wording there. So Tom Leahy played. He came off. It was 0-0. 6 minutes after he came off, George Alexander scored for Eastbourne Borough. Interesting that, isn't it? Interesting. Maybe having him on the pitch was of some benefit to you. Elsewhere, Adam Mayer was in action for 71 minutes as Bromley slipped to a 1-0 home loss to Bradford City in Sky Bet League 2. Gamal Grant was the unused substitute as Banners found the winner with 8 minutes remaining. Yeah, interesting. I watched a bit of this. I just clicked on it 5 minutes and click back off. Because why am I watching Bromley? They had him playing at left back. Left back? Is that like a Mill trying to turn him into a left back? Is he just filling in for them at left back? That's kind of weird, because he was supposed to be like some kind of winger. Maybe, they've decided, he's probably not. There's no path for him at Millwall as a left forward. You got Femi Aziz, you got who we got, Negley, you got RBW, you've got players who probably he's way down the pecking order now. But when you think about left back, we got Joe Bryan, we loaned in Scanlon, and now we loaned in Sturge. So maybe they're trying to, round pegs, square pegs in round holes, and make him a left back. But he didn't look that good against for Bromley while I was watching. And Kamal Grant again, he was ever present for Bromley. He comes back. Well, he's loan ended in January, and I think they weren't sure whether he was going to be coming back or not. And I think they might have got a replacement in or not. And he hasn't he's been on the bench, not been playing since he went back there. It's like, why is he going back there if they're not going to play him? Doesn't make any sense. Seems like they're punishing him. Hope not. I hope that's not the case. But and then the other loanee was Kevin Nisbet, who was replaced at half time of Aberdeen's 5-1 thumping at Celtic, not off Celtic, at Celtic. Kevin Nisbet, he does get substituted at half time quite a lot. Wonder what that's about. Now, here we go. These are the games at the weekend. Obviously, Millwall kicking off early doors, 12:15. Maybe you want to go to a 3 o'clock game. Maybe you're not going to Selhurst Park. You're probably watching it on TV. But you can go to a game at 3 o'clock. So, Wimbledon versus Bromley. Mason United versus Salisbury. Aberdeen versus Dundee United. That's on Sunday. Is that going to be on Sky? Poor people watching that. Cheshire United versus Truro City for Dylan O'Dyer. Henry Hernal, I think he's injured, so I doubt he'll be playing at Weymouth, though. That's not. Is sunny down in Weymouth? I imagine it'd be a bit chilly this time of the year, but still sunny, huh? By the sea. Chinockley, Oxford City versus Woking. And there you go. So on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.